we give names of God. Just like in Ewe, you have Dela, Selah, Mauli, and in other languages they have names about God. In the same way, these names of God in the Sanskrit language are very powerful names. They have spiritual vibrations.
You are watching the biggest, the largest, the highest, the greatest, the tallest, and the mightiest world platform. We are Africans, purely Ghanaian. I welcome you people. I'm always Queen Hadasha. Call me the spear of destiny. I am the woman of peace. I am we are singing boom together. I am the womb of the world. Abibia to me happen. Our platform we say, so we are educational platform. I want us to understand this. We have a destination that is ascension. We are focused on consciousness. I ni religious eyibiamu yede yeho I nipa biara eho ehia yen yenye limited ewo bibiamu ewo platform kese we. So yesterday we had a great conversation. If you don't learn here, I don't know where you are going to learn. I had a bibia esumbubia ekoso we had a very beautiful conversation whether the world is coming to an end or not. Ube hu se wu enda wi ase aba ejahyewa ya kasakasa ya ba wi ase ni bi ene se dia erane na me ka kire mu se ye be discuss ye tete amamre no ene deities ni binumu omudin ni ade ye ne papa be discuss ende eno na mpese mibisa no but na ese me ma ne ho kwan na otichi ye more knowledge ni wo ho enti owa haide ye be tap into wait ni ye de go 20 years 30 years 50 years when I am no more, when he is no more and the children are here, they will have something from us. And I welcome you once again with lots of love. I send you pure light and pure energies. Today we are discussing the differences and comparisons between African, Abrahamic religions and Sanatana Dharma. Eno na ye kwa discuss nti ye de ye ho ene yi Bible mu ene babia na ye be mix no ene na ya discuss nti mu ma papa akwaba se medical mamu akwaba. Papa, we welcome you once again. We appreciate you, we love you, and we love what you are doing for us. We appreciate you. We wish you all the best. Enkwa ahoden ahyemu ma ne ye bom paye se embra wo so. But Papa, last week, before we finished the show, you said something. Do you remember? About the peace and the frequency and the vibration.
Yes.
Why did you say that?
Yeah. This is what it means. Mm-hmm. The Sanskrit language has its own vibration. The Ewe language has its own vibration. The Twi language has its own level of vibration. All these languages that we speak, they all have their level of spiritual vibration or metaphysical vibrations. So when you say Shanta Maharaj, which is my name, Shanta means peace. But the peace in the Sanskrit language that pertains to my name, other people have used it. Other great souls have used it. So when that name is given to me by my spiritual master during my time of initiation, during when I was giving sannyas initiation, that means renunciation, that name has some power, some vibration to it. So if somebody is to change it into the English to mean peace, it has lost that vibration. Just like in the Ewe language, we have what we call agbasa. You tie words. When you tie those words, they will react. there will be an immediate reaction to that. In the same way, when we say mantras, mantra, that means those words that will give you some, emancipation of consciousness. So it's not all mantras are the same. Just as I was showing you, chanting the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These are very powerful mantra, and the way it has been combined gives you a certain level of vibration and will increase your consciousness, because these are powerful names of God.
These are powerful names of God. You are watching the biggest, the largest, and the greatest. Papa, have you gotten to a stage where you will start initiating people into your fraternity?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Have you done one before?
Yes.
You have done one before?
Yes, I've done a few. I myself, I feel myself not qualified to do anything. So people come to me, and if they insist. Now, anyone who claims himself to be advanced and asking for people to initiate, you know that that person is pretending.
Okay. So you have done it before?
Yes. So it should be when the person is also ready. It says when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Come.
Okay. Papa, I am asking you whether you have initiated anybody before. Did you initiate them into their origin? What I mean to say is that, like, if they are Ghanaians, if they should be Sudanese, if they should be Togolese and all that, and as a master, and you are initiating them into what you do, will you initiate them into their origin, or you will initiate them into Sanskrit?
Because I follow a tradition, and that tradition, when I don't, you see, I have people, sages, great souls, who came after me, who came before me, and I am just a servant to them. So when you initiate, you are not initiating because you think you are in a master form. I'm initiating on behalf of...
Into their path.
Yes, into their path. I'm initiating on behalf of my spiritual master.
Okay.
And because of that, any karma that will be taken will not come on me. It's passed on. And because they are very pure, that karma is bent. Just like when there is a sunlight, there cannot be darkness.
Okay, so in this case, do we have any Ghanaian? Because I'm a Ghanaian, I will always use Ghana. Even if I'm talking on behalf of the entire African continent, I will still use Ghana. Mm-hmm. So do we have any Ghanaian? I know we have a lot of us, like our fathers, in that fraternity. But do we have anybody who is initiating people in our language?
No. I don't know.
You don't know?
Why I say I don't know is some people, after learning this, they want to divert and do their own thing.
Oh, okay.
So if there's anybody doing their own thing and initiating in that order,
you don't know.
I don't know.
But you don't think it's possible, because if your master initiates you into his path, how he will initiate you is how you will follow. So if you should initiate anybody, you will initiate that person in your master's order. Am I correct?
It's just like there are many white people who are coming to Africa to learn about our traditional,
and the rest. Mm-hmm.
And so when you are initiated, they give you that initiated name in that language. So when some African Americans who came to Ghana and went to Latte, and they got initiated, they were giving African names. They were not giving European names. So the reason, as I said, is that the level of vibration in that name will act in that language.
I understand perfectly. The reason I'm asking all these questions is that a lot of our fathers, brothers, and the brilliant ones, they are getting into your fraternity. So I'm just looking at the hope we have as Africans in future. If we would see people being initiated into your fraternity with our original names, like maybe Efiesika, this or that. I want to know if there is hope or I should forget it. But you said you initiate people, you are in your master's path. And if you should initiate anybody, you will go with that same path. Means if I should even follow you right now and you will initiate me, I will be in your master's path. So I can't bring that thing to my people.
Yeah. No, hold on. Another reason why we give the names we give. We give names of God. Just like in Ewe, you have Dela, Selah, Mauli, and in other languages, they have names about God. In the same way, these names of God in the Sanskrit language are very powerful names. They have spiritual vibrations. And I'll give you an example to prove my point. Once upon a time, there was a great man. He was a Brahmin, a priest. But he went to the forest and he saw a man and a woman, cooperating. And he lost his senses. And later on, he just ran after that woman, got married to the woman, had so many children. And because he didn't have much to give to the woman to sustain, he started robbing. He became an armed robber. He was doing so many nonsense things. So at the end of his life, but he has children, and he has named all the children with names of God. The youngest he named Narayan, is another name for God. So at the end of his life, as he was sitting, he saw Yamadutes. Yamadutes are angels of death. They come purposely for you if you are sinful. So they look heinous and everything. Only it's their duty to come for the soul, take the soul to be judged in the place of Maharaj, the Lord of Death. But at that time, he became so frightened. He looked and then his son was there. So what happened is that he said, Narayan, Narayan, calling his son, not God. But at that particular moment, the angels of God, they call Vishnu Dutes, they came. They said, please leave this man alone. They said, why? He's a sinner. He had done so many heinous things. He said, no, he has called the name of God. So he will not be permitted to be taken to be judged by the angels of death. So what they did, they gave him another opportunity, that you go back to earth and take shelter of a divine personality and learn about God. So this personality is called Ajamil. And this Ajamil was very, very fortunate that because he named his son Narayan, he was saved, not to go to the hellish regions, but to go to, given another opportunity. So the names of God, wherever language in which it is, you should leave it at there. But when, as I said, if I have to start initiating in the African languages and I understand the languages is powerful and the mantra that will be used is powerful, then I will do that. I told you already, my reason also come in is to look for a place, not necessarily to look for followers, but to start, bring people who will understand this, so that we can translate some of these language, scriptures from.
That is why I'm asking you these questions, that if we have hope that we will have
one day
at your temple in Ghana, where people are initiated and they are the names given to them are in maybe Bani, Osika, Opoku, Donko, Mawuli. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. You see, all these names you've mentioned, do they have spiritual vibrations?
Do they have spiritual vibrations?
Yes.
I'm asking you.
I do not know. According to the name, I gave you my name, my son name, when in the intermission, and I told you the meaning. So if, like, the spiritual names will have spiritual vibrations,
that one we can use. That is what I am wishing for.
Yes, but so at this moment, I am not
permitted to do so.
Yes, I'm not. If not that, I will be going against the
because you've made it clear that you are in your master's
line,
so you cannot add, you cannot subtract.
Yes.
So it's understandable. I'm just asking if there is hope for us, but if that is the rules and regulations, I can say that for 10 beans.
See, this is the beginning here, and remember, all this knowledge is for everybody. It's for every soul. It is not an Indian knowledge that we are bringing. This knowledge was from the Supreme Lord. It's meant for every soul. So if today souls in Africa want to be, that, and then they want to change the name, the Lord will tell you.
The Lord will tell. You should tell us. It's been a while, because even you, how many years have you been in that?
A long
time. Doing mantras to God. Tell God that Maame Grace want to see Shanta Maame Grace, like Efiesika. That's my name, my native name anyways. So tell God, 35 years, be chanting on that, on my behalf from now. I know you change this thing before your time. So please, this is an assignment anyways. You are watching the biggest and the largest. Papa, your wife who you denounce and renounce. No, so when you are leaving, what do you call that? I want to get the correct word. I want to ask a question. That's not what I'm going to talk about anyways. It's a question I'm asking. So the wife and the children, you left for God. Let me see. If
I will have to go into details about this.
You said it's not even an issue. It's just one question I want to ask. Because I think we've had a conversation, not with only you, with people, you know this. And we understood that they would sit everybody down. Like, this is something that is done with everybody's will. It's not against anybody. So I'm not even saying this for you to feel uncomfortable. Just that I want to ask a question. And I don't want to put this statement anyhow, because people are watching. But what I want to ask is that you doing this for God, you will get your awakening, your frequency, everything will go high for you.
She gets it also.
That's what I was going to ask. What will be her benefit? And what will be the children's benefit?
Because, see, as I am practicing now, if I become a pure soul, 21 generations before me and after me are all giving the mercy of the Lord.
That's what I was going to ask. It's a beautiful question.
Yes, even now, as I'm in it, if I'm not so pure, but I strive to be in it and I leave the body, I leave them the bank account of 7 generations before me and after me.
That is what I wanted to know. Then it's good. I won't call you to come back. Because that one money cannot buy. So it's a good achievement. Hey, so if I get one of you and marry like 2 years and dog him, will I get that? I can do anything.
No, even now, as I'm sitting with you and you asking questions to help people elevate their consciousness. What is happening is that you are performing karma, which we call Sukriti. Sukriti in this sense that it's a bank account, not material. So you are already having a bank account. So all the people listening also having bank account. We call Sukriti. So in another life, this is what will happen. You will see yourself eager, being drawn into a certain line of thought, consciousness. You will be drawn, even you yourself. This is not your first time you are doing this, because you've done it in your previous life. That's why you are being drawn into it. You were a priest before, but you find out that no, it's your level. You say water finds its own level, or liquid finds its own level. When your level is reached, nobody will tell you. So somebody will say, but you are an African. You went to join, Hinduism, or this Indian. It's not Indian. We are all looking for our levels of consciousness to continue our journey.
You are watching The Biggest and the Largest. Then I will have a lot of bank accounts because I interviewed a lot of you.
Yeah.
And those who are wearing this color of clothes and the ones who are wearing the yellowish one. There's the yellow one, right? You don't have yellow one.
The yellow, maybe brahmachari. They are like they are renounced, but they can marry. And those who wear white are the married ones.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And those who wear this are with the stick.
Yes, those wear with the stick. I didn't bring my stick. We are
said
renounced.
It the other time. Mm-hmm. Wow. You are watching The Biggest and the Largest. So, Papa, the last episode we did, is there anything you wanted to add you didn't add? Quickly, so we get into the next topic.
I think we have exhausted so much of that.
Okay.
One thing I want to just clarify is that people should stop using the scriptures when they do not understand the real meaning. See, the scriptures have so many depths to it. One verse you may say, and you have an understanding. To somebody who is higher in consciousness, his level of understanding of the same, scripture you read is maybe different, but higher in consciousness. For instance, when Jesus said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. What does that mean? That means it is only Jesus. So what about all the entities, the living beings who had come millions and trillions of years before Jesus? Are they not? How are they saved? No. But the spiritual master is the way. If you go to university and your professor is teaching you a particular subject matter, and you want to do it on your own way, will you be given higher grade or given your certificate? No. You have to follow your master until you are on your own. Then you can start, saying, okay, I'm trying to understand it from this angle. But at that moment when the professor is teaching you, he's teaching you so that you understand what he knows.
So the differences and comparisons between African Abrahamic religions and
African Abrahamic
religions
and Sanatan Dharma.
And what is the difference between these three?
Let's start with the Abrahamic religions. The Abrahamic religions are mainly three in number: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And all this, they claim they are monotheistic. taste. Now, with this, that means they say they believe in one God. But you can also see that when you go into detail within it, there are so many, maybe different aspects of that one personality, or many names. You may call him Jehovah. You may call him what? What is another name for the,
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Jehovah, Elohim.
Elohim. That's what I want to say, Elohim. But there's only one God with different names. If you go to Christianity, they believe that one God is a Trinity. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. But if you go into the Judaism, they say God is the supreme, we should all love him. But we are his children. So God the Father, God the Son, then the Holy Spirit, where is it? I was talking to you one time about this Trinity. Last time we did the Trinity. In Islam, they all have the same, almost similarities. But Islam has, we are believing in one God, and that one God, he is what? He is, we have to surrender to that one God and serve him. So they all have that aspect. And what else do they have in common? The moral codes. And what are the moral codes? The 10 Commandments. You follow me? The 10 Commandments has nothing to do with God.
Huh?
The 10 Commandments are just moral codes for you to come to the platform of goodness. What has, do not steal, what has it got to do with God? Do not kill, what has it got to do with God?
Does God want us to kill?
No. God doesn't want us to kill, but he's giving you that moral code so that you can come to a higher level of material consciousness. Because people in the mode of ignorance, what are they doing? They don't know the good. They cannot distinguish good from bad. People in the mode of passion, even though they can know about good and bad, but because of their lust, the lust in them, they are always running after the West, the thing that will satisfy them, make them happy materially, to satisfy the senses. But if you are in the mode of goodness, then you are distinguishing, this is right, this is bad, I shouldn't do it this way. So with that, this is 10 Commandments had nothing to do with God, but just moral code to teach you to come to the level of goodness. He says, you should not worship any gods before me. It's because the Supreme Lord knows that he is one. He says, worship me. If you are worshiping the demigods, that's up to you. It has nothing to do with God. You worship the demigods to create your level of consciousness to the level of demigods. If you worship the ancestors, you bringing your level to the level of ancestors. For instance, if I'm your uncle or your brother, and now I become a spiritually enhanced person, and I leave the body, and you are worshiping me, don't you think you'll be having higher vibration?
You will, Anna. You will.
If you are worshiping somebody who only uses his energy to do bad, and then you say he's my ancestor, and you are worshiping him,
bad.
You'll be having the same conscious vibration, energy. This is so when they say we are worshiping ancestors, which ancestors? Are you worshiping? Because some of them may have gone on higher, consciousness. Some of them are lower consciousness. That is why in our tradition, the African when they are pouring libation, they pour, for the good personalities and for the evil personalities. Oh, this is yours. They use alcohol for the evil, and then water and something for the good. Yes.
Alcohol.
They use alcohol in pouring.
For the evil ones. They should go intoxicate and go and sleep.
Go and sleep.
Oh my God.
And people don't understand. Why should they use water and alcohol?
Why should they use that?
Water. And it's because,
why?
Why? Because you feel the personalities that are very good, and helping you to progress. This is theirs. And those who are also in your line, who are in that level of lower consciousness, this is theirs.
We mostly use shinap and alcohol in Ghana. Hey!
Well, if you go to the
Volta
region, they use both water. They use...
But Abusian, on a more serious note, it be like, say, the Voltarians, almost spirituality, and you're of late, they are very clean. When you go, I've been in Togo, I've been in places, they do it like in totos. Yeah. Like, is any secret behind this?
It is because it's from the ancient times. The Akans and we were all together from the northeast, Egypt and the Canaan. But as we traveled, gradually we were losing that. We lost a lot of knowledge. And many a times, even in the Volta region, instead of worshiping the Supreme, they are worshiping the things that they have brought and considered them our deities.
The ignorant stage.
Yes, in the ignorant stage. Instead of worshiping Yahweh from the higher stage, they are worshiping him as Hebioso. Hebioso simply means the Lord of thunder and lightning. And in the Sanskrit, or in our tradition, we call Indra. These are all living beings, personalities. They will last 306,000. 306,720,000 years in the heavenly planet. But they are also like human beings. When their time comes, they have to be destroyed. The body has to go. Just like in other places, your 100 years to others are
flies are like 2 days.
So this is what happens. So there is more knowledge if we want to know.
Okay, so you, Papa, continue.
So this Christian coming from, actually Christianity is coming from the Judaism is an African tradition, not what we call Middle East. Or at that time, the people who were living there were your ancestors, who were living in the land of Canaan and so forth. But due to wars and so forth, they have moved and spread all over Africa.
Papa, forgive me. People are asking, you didn't finish with why the Ewes are holding
onto
the spiritual things you were explaining, but I think we got...
I said the Ewes are holding...
I asked a question why they practice spirituality in totos like that. So you were explaining that when you people and all the accounts and everybody was living together, you were explaining and we got...
Mostly the Ewes are like the Levites, and they have maintained that original Hebrew language, which is still spoken. So you see in Ewe language, for instance, all the Solom is Solam. Salom, and all those things, they are still being maintained, and you can see the correlation of this. But what has happened is that some of them have kept that tradition going. But as it is for with everything, the tradition has been polluted. You know, if you come here in Ghana, the same, Ghana, they are the same like the airways. Even the Homowo is actually the time when, you know, Moses was asked to, you know, paint the walls or the doors of the
with the blood. So when the angel of death is passing, you should pass over them.
That is what is the Homowo they are doing.
The rituals they are doing.
Yes.
Oh wow.
And in Ewe, if you go to, they have different names with the different Ewe communities. But if you go to the Anglo, Hogbochuchu.
Yeah.
That is how do you call it? The
Passover.
Not Passover. The Exodus.
Okay.
The Exodus.
Crossing the Red Sea.
Exodus. We're crossing the Red Sea,
that
or
is Exodus.
The Sea of Reed.
Yes.
Sea of Reed is different from the Red Sea.
Yes. Moses using the stick to pass through. Which one is that?
He passed through the Sea of Reed.
With the people.
They came down south. They didn't go north.
If
the people who were attacking you were from the north, how will you have gone north? No, they came down south and came through the reeds.
So who died? They said the Egyptians rather died in the sea. That story turned upside down.
See, I'm not. I don't want to go there.
Oh,
there should be more understanding to that.
Abrahamic religion. This is part two.
Okay, many of the people didn't go through the Red Sea. They came down towards Ethiopia.
So nobody died in the sea.
They might have died in the reed.
Who the other ones or the black ones? Which ones would die there?
All of them were black.
And so it was a tribal war.
Just like if one community from another area goes to Ashanti to settle there, and then they have become prosperous. Or I'll give you an example. Ghanaians went to Nigeria and they said Ghana must go.
So it was a tribal war.
It's just like that.
Oh my God. So we started killing ourselves not yesterday.
We don't understand each other, that's why.
Is there any reason for that? Or is a case?
Could be. We should also learn how to not to be envious of each other.
That's why it's never possible.
Mm-hmm. Enviness deteriorates you spiritually.
Turns you into animal.
You go into the mode of ignorance.
You are watching the biggest and the largest. This enviness and is there an antidote for it? Is there any rituals for it?
If we come to the stage of knowing our true knowledge, that we are not this body, we are part and parcel of God, that we are in a body due to our karma from previous lives. So whatever I am getting is due to my previous karma, not anyone else. Even if you try any juju on me and it affects me, it will affect me because I have some connection to you to actually bewitch me or do anything. It is, if not that, if there is a TV station which is showing bad items, and I don't tune to that frequency, will I watch that? It will not come into my consciousness. You say the white people, you were saying, you were talking about the white people. They came here and then looted our own things. with our own health. Why? We have all these things to counteract them. But it's because they don't think about these things. So it doesn't affect them. The frequency doesn't affect them. So if a white man comes and you juju him, even because he is no ignorant about that, it will not affect him. He's on a different level of consciousness. His consciousness, it may even be lower. But if his consciousness is tuned to yours, then it will affect you. So if you are a Hare Krishna and you are chanting the mantras, now your consciousness is attuning to the consciousness of that particular mantras and the personalities who helped to bring that, and to God himself. Then you get the result. See, if you do not believe in something about this, it will not happen to you.
You are watching The Biggest and the Largest. So, Papa, please continue from the Abrahamic religions.
So the Abrahamic religions, by dint of migrations and wars, were taken over, especially Judaism, were taken over mostly by the outsiders. So during the time of Jesus, there were outsiders who were also practicing Judaism. And the Romans had come in. They did not want, any religion that would jeopardize their, rule. So finally, they took to Judaism as practiced by Jesus Christ. And that practice later on became Christianity.
Judaism.
Where is it coming from?
So was Jesus practicing Judaism?
Yes, Jesus was
was practicing Judaism.
Yes.
And let me ask this quickly, and then you continue from there. I don't want us to get lost. Tell me, Jesus, was he black or red?
Have you heard what
the Ukraine said?
Not the Putin.
Putin.
Russians.
Russians.
Yeah.
As how can Ukraine Russian automatically?
He said they have lied to us for long, and this we have known for a long time. If you go to Rome, the Black Madonna is worshipped by the Pope. It's in the sanctuary of centuries. During that time, the people who were there were not white. Either they are brown or they're black. And the archaeological evidence will tell you. So Jesus was not white.
He was black.
He was.
And was he God?
Well, know ye not that ye are also small God?
So not to say me.
But,
I just want to get it.
But wait. Somebody can be empowered. A Satyavesha avatar. Avatar means the incarnations of God.
So was he an avatar?
He was Satyavesha. He was an avatar.
That's what
somebody
I want to
who
understand.
had been empowered to do that.
Okay. All right. Please continue from Abrahamic. So he was practicing Judaism before
most of that Judaism they were practicing, they were called Essenes, or so I can't pronounce it well. John the Baptist, Joseph, and all these personalities were practicing this. It is like an offshoot of Judaism. And at that time they were being persecuted, and many of them went into the caves and so forth. That's why the Dead Sea Scrolls and so forth are being found at the moment. And those who were practicing that type of religion, they were vegetarians. At that time, they were vegetarians. They were not eating meat. So if Jesus' parents were there from that lineage, then he was a vegetarian also.
Now, so how were they getting proteins?
There were many. I've been a vegetarian since the age of 25. How am I getting protein?
Yes, tell us.
I eat like beans. Beans has a lot of protein, even more than meat. And some beans have so much protein, like soya beans.
And tofu.
Tofu. That's from soya beans you make tofu. I will be making it. I will start making tofu.
I know you can make it. I don't want us to divert. So if there is time, maybe we'll talk about
outside
that one someday later. But today the topic is very important to me, and the time is also running. So they from Judaism with Jesus. What pushed them to Christianity? Was it by force? Was it
no? I think one of the emperors in Rome, Constantine, dreamt that
he saw a cross.
Jesus, yes, and then it led him to the war, and then he went to war and he won. He was successful. He was victorious. So he said, okay. And at that time, there were many Christians who were threatening the traditional religions there, but they were being persecuted. So many of them were in hiding, in the catacombs in the Roman area. There were places where they were burying people. The Christians had made those places their homes. So it's something that has been, ordained to happen. So finally, he found out that he cannot change these people. So when he had that dream, he, edited. He had an edit in his own kingdom. Everybody should become Christians. That's how Christianity started. So actually, Christianity is a Roman thing.
Okay, please continue, and let's get through to
Christianity
Islam.
Is a Roman thing. It was started not in Palestine. That's where the apostles and all those came from.
Palestine.
Canaan, Palestine, these are the places. And they all went and then they started this. But the people who had the political power to manipulate this were the Roman emperors.
Okay, so from Christianity, how did they get through to Islam?
Islam came later, about, is it 600, 700 years after Jesus.
So what brought about that one too? How did they get there? We know the Romans brought them from Judaism to Christianity. So how did they get through to Islam too? A little history.
At that time, the Jews, many of the Jews were all over the Arabian Peninsula, trading. And some, people like, some people don't like. So I don't know how Muhammad got the inspiration, but he had the inspiration that Allah wanted to, make him a prophet. So he became a prophet, and out of that, Islam started. But one thing I can tell you for sure, both were religions who wanted to dominate and preach and let the people become, part of them. Judaism wasn't like that. Judaism wouldn't, if you want, you join, but they will not come in to force you to join them. This is the same like Hinduism. They will not force you to come and join them. But with Christianity and with Islam, they have to fight and make people become part of them. And this is a fact. And because of Christianity and Islam, there's a change in the whole world atmosphere. If not that, our people will be worshiping traditionally, and people will know that they are also worshiping God.
So the worshiping traditionally, and then Judaism. What's the link? What's the connection?
The link is the original practices we are doing now. That is the ancient practice in Judaism.
Which is what?
Like animal sacrifice and all those. And then you having the tabernacle, in the sanctuary. So it's like the same thing that was happening at that time. Doing divination. Divination was being done at that time. So Afa is also part of that divination. Afa is not a demoniac thing. It is just like we in the Sanatan Dharma, or if you go Hinduism, they are doing, astrology. That is it. It's a science.
It's a system that is there that has. Okay, so nobody has even. It's recently that we are having some quacks in it. Before you will hear Afa is this or that. It is recently that we are having some quacks among them. That is why it is also having a lot of issue, like locking people in a room for 3 days in the name of that, and initiation is going on all over. So people will go, and 3 days I have my what do we call it? I have my temple, I have my altar, I have my this. That we are calling out. If you are in this fraternity of Afa and you feel you want to come and explain things better to our understanding, the platform is so open.
I want to.
0244860092. Now we want to get through to all of us, ask questions about what we are doing. What is, even if it is good, even if it is bad, we want to know or understand if you know exactly what you are doing. Because half knowledge is very dangerous, but ignorance is poisonous. So we are trying to get through to all of us. So funny be to me background, you call us, we come to wherever, because we are looking for truth. So Papa, the Efa also is a part of the system that was in Judaism.
It was.
And
the divination was in Judaism.
Okay, and astrology is in your Sanatan Dharma.
Sanatan Dharma, astrology is there.
Sanatan Dharma.
Sanatan Dharma. But this is what it is. Those who have surrendered themselves to God, the devotees who are purely worshiping God, they do not revert to those things.
Those things are seen.
Like astrology or anything. If you are purely worshiping God, like we in our first episode, I said, if you are surrendered to God, you don't need anything else to look into your future. Your future, the Lord has given you your future already. See, your real future is you are going back home, back to Godhead. That's your future. I want to worship God. I want to love Him. That is my future. So if somebody is coming to me at this moment to tell me, look, I have a way, the pure method to make you love God, I say, teach me. If you don't know any pure method, and it is not just somebody coming to praise his hand on your head, he said, I've given you the powers. You have to go through the process. And what is the process? You get a spiritual master. Spiritual master is telling you, do this, worship in this way, do this. And when you do that, you see that you are becoming, the ambience of the worship or of what you are doing becomes more pronounced. The atmosphere in which you are doing this becomes more understandable to you. So your spiritual master will say, this don't do, this don't do. That is where the 10 commandments also come in. Hey, don't do this, my people. If you do this, you will not get this. So we in ours, we have it.
Papa, please wait. So are you saying that if you are worshiping the Supreme Being purely, you don't need to do astrology and all these things?
No.
Since when? How?
It is there. You may look at it. You see, it's a distraction.
I should not look into my future. Nobody should read my future to me. If I want to love the Supreme Being purely.
The Lord takes hold of your future, makes it part of Him. Why do you have to go to another thing? The real love, when you actually surrender to the Lord, you don't need, nobody should look into your future, because the real future you have is the aspiration to love God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. Everything. That is the real aspect. So that's why we are not, into this. To read your palm, yes, I can read your palm and tell you so many things. That is for just fun. But I'm not going to read your palm and say, because it is like this. No.
It's not necessary, or it is not part of worshiping the Supreme Being.
The moment when you are chanting the names of God, even in the Christian church, the moment you are clapping, all the negative, the karma is written in your palm, is flying away, just like when you clap, the bird will fly out. That's how it is.
So we are not supposed to read them.
You can do it as a fun.
No, what I'm saying is, if you want to worship the Supreme Being purely, like you said, you don't do these things. You are watching the biggest and the largest. So, Papa, put all the messages together for me now. I think our time is
coming up. So I have now just a few. We didn't go into this. In our tradition, whether you are a Fanti, a Tree, Akan, Ewe, Yoruba, Igbo, we all know about God. So the white or the Christianity from the white area didn't bring God to us. We already know about God. So nobody should be saying that our ancestors are not saved, because if you don't follow the footsteps of Jesus, you are not saved. What about, you see, this creation has been there for eternity. So until Jesus came only 2,000 years ago, before God started saving people, before God started giving His message to people, no. So our people also believe, Father, Mother, God is there for us. We have not attuned ourselves to following Him purely. So we follow other entities like the demigods, like the elemental beings, and so forth. But that doesn't mean our people don't know about God. Yehweh means the depth of which you cannot know. Yehweh is actually the supreme. But with passage of time, it has been corrupted that Yehweh is Hebioso. But Hebioso is also an entity who is the king of the demigods. He is the one taking care of the demigods. So he is like a very high personality. And then we talk of then a Tro. Tro simply means the demigods. The angels, they are all Tro in our distinct.
I'm going to say a true action.
It's Vodou, Adu. Vodou simply means freeing your consciousness. Avo means to free. Adu means town, city, country. But in this order, it means consciousness. Our real
self
is our city of So that consciousness that we have is the Adu for us. So Voodoo simply here means freeing the consciousness, making your consciousness free. Voodoo is not what they are talking about. We have talked about libation and everything, and we've talked of ancestral worship.
Hey, so the libation, those drinking alcohol are the bad ones. Water is the good ones. Hey, this
now
is
they
so
will not understand it that way.
But if it's what you are telling us is the truth, then it's the truth. And the ancestors too, there are good ones and there are bad ones.
If you have your
we
ancestors,
are human beings, most definitely.
Yes, and some of your ancestors will be good, some will be bad.
Most definitely.
Some will go into the lower planetary systems, some will go into higher planetary systems with higher consciousness.
Exactly.
So if you are worshiping, which one are you worshiping? So you also have to be very careful, if not to bring yourself down.
Okay. You also have to be very careful. This is so serious. I think we really have to think about some of the things now. No, Papa. Anyway, Papa, I think this is where time will permit us, but I want you to advise us. Now, everybody is pouring libation in the house because we want to go back to our roots. So pouring libation and nananum and ancestors is all over, everywhere. Everybody is pouring shinap, apeteshin, all sort of education is going on. Your last words, advise us on what to do about this pouring of libation thing. That is one. And when you finish, add this last one for me. When they say spirituality or consciousness, if there are 3 simple ways to get them without going through hell, a lot of people, a lot of things cost. So to advise those who are pouring libation everywhere, the advice you have for us, and then when you are done, also the advice you have for ancestors and spirituality and consciousness. Be small, simple, 3 we can actually start with. Assuming you are talking to people who actually don't know anything and they have the edge. So mubenya consciousness now 3 stages they can start, very simple ones. The advice goes first because everybody is pouring libation, everybody is killing a goat, killing a cow, killing a chicken. The advice you have for them, then when you are done, you give us 3 simple stretches in 3 minutes. Do this for me, please. So
in my tradition, we do something just like libation. When we finish our prayers, we call on all the leaders, we call them acharyas. We call them all unto the supreme being. Please help us. You are victorious. Let us also have that victory. And what is that victory? Victory over material nature, so that we can also become spiritual, have spiritual consciousness as you are having. This is what we call Jadwani, which means we are asking the victory, we are praising them, for they have had their victory. Let that victory come unto us. This is auspiciousness. So pouring libation is not bad. If you pour libation and you call on the ancestors to the name of God, through the name of God, it's not bad thing. If you pour your drink so that you can have evil come to others and so forth, it is not allowed. So pouring libation is not a bad thing. The mood with which you do it, the consciousness with which you are doing it is bad. It could be bad or good.
Okay, the advice for spirituality and consciousness, 3 simple stages.
Consciousness cannot exist without the soul, because the soul is existing. The soul's how do we call it? The nature of the soul is consciousness. Without the soul, there will not be consciousness. Without the soul, this body will not tick. So now, because the soul is within you, you are acting as if this body is alive. The moment the soul leaves this body, the consciousness leaves. Then the body is dead. You follow me? So there's the consciousness is elevating yourself, our spiritual, consciousness higher. And as we go higher, we are eliminating all the darkness, the ignorance that is surrounding us. This material body is ignorance in itself. So you have to make it pure. If you make this body pure by associating with higher conscious people, then this body will lead you to a higher goal. Other than that, it will lead you to hell.
Other than that, it will lead you to hell. This is great. Papa, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. In fact, add your social media once again for me.
So my Facebook page is, I don't do Facebook much, but okay, I'll give you anyway. My Facebook page is Shanta Maharaj. BV, actually you have to add a BV. BV Shanta Maharaj. SHANTA Maharaj. MAHARAJA. Then my email, I can give my email, is Shanta Swami. Shanta Swami. SHANTASWAMI108@gmail.com.
Okay.
Because I travel a lot, I would have given my number, American number.
We don't even do number.
Yeah, okay.
So that's okay. Thank you so much. Abusi, I want to ask a question. If you can help me with the answer, I will be very grateful. He said pouring libation is not really bad if you know your bearings and understand what you are doing. Am I correct?
Not to kill. We don't kill.
Not to kill,
don't
but
sacrifice.
Pouring libation. If you know what you are about, it is good. Now, this is my question for all of us. Palm reading. He said palm reading, if you are loving God, if you are worshiping God or loving God genuinely, you don't do it. So my question is this: palm reading, astronomy or astrology, and pouring of libation, which one would you do? Which one would you do? If you are forced to do one, which one would you do? Because if pouring of libation is okay, and this that
no.
If you
let's get it straight. It's not that palmistry is wrong. It's not that astrology is wrong. People who are on that level can do it. You can go to an astrologer. You can go to a palmist. You can go to Afa, to get your divination. These are all the same. In fact, in India, there is something like that called Brigo Yantra. Brigo Yantra, where even all living beings in the world, when you go, they have a book. They are there. So when you want to do yantra like that, it is there. You can check.
So which one does it not blend with worshiping God genuinely?
Any one.
All of this.
The moment you worshiping the Lord purely, you don't need astrology. You don't need palmistry. You don't need anything that will protect you. You just give yourself to the Lord.
You don't need libation too.
Libation.
Can you add that?
I said something that within our line, when we finish our prayers, we call something Jadwani. That means we are giving victory to all the people, the people who have come before us. But these personalities are all highly advanced.
You have said that.
Yes, highly advanced souls. So when you are giving your praise to them, you are actually, they will give you their mercy.
Okay.
But if you are giving praises to personalities who are lower than even you, and you are pouring libation to them, and they come, what will happen? They will bring your consciousness down.
Okay, so he has explained what I wanted to put, what I wanted to ask. He has explained, or what is your opinion about this very last words? Nyame ya yake kan bomiya yake opinion pa about it. Can write it in the comment section. I want to know your opinion about this. Thank you so much, Papa. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Abusia, write your opinion there. If you feel you have more in-depth knowledge about what we have discussed here, 0244860092 is the number. You just write a text and we fix you and we are here. We are learning together. We want to know what to do and do it right. We believe and understand and know that we will not end here. There's a place to go, or there is a continuation of life from here. But how to get through to that is what we are all trying to get at. So who knowledge now, just call us. It is for free and we will put you on set for education. Thank you so much for watching. I love you bunch. Shalom. Peace.